that Trump got away, why are you upset? Can you answer that question? What part of the information that you received is causing you to be upset? That's just like with COVID-19. The moment you read a headline that says a 9-year-old girl dies after being diagnosed with COVID-19 3 days ago, there's a panic. Now, if you actually read the entire article, they don't really know what caused her death, right? They have to do an autopsy. Now, if they put that in the headlines versus saying that the girl died from being diagnosed with COVID-19, yeah. So when we're listening to these news outlets, we're being brainwashed. All of us are being brainwashed. Doesn't matter if you're listening to CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, or Newsmax, or whatever it is that's out there now. Even if you're on YouTube, you're watching your other sources because some people are getting away from CNN and everybody else, and they're following other people for their news. You could even be a fan of Roland Martin. But the thing is that we're all being brainwashed. A lot of your crazy people will sit there and say, do your research. Don't just listen to me. Do your own research. That doesn't sound so crazy now, does it? Are we so quick to want to receive information, to believe everything we hear, and not ask questions, and not say, well, time out? Part of that doesn't make any sense. So my question to the Democrats, what good was it for you to slice and dice the speech that Trump gave before the riot or the insurrection and not play the whole video? That's just like when Trump said, oh, there are good people on both sides. He doesn't denounce white supremacy. If you actually played the entire clip, he did denounce it. So why don't you want to show that? You keep asking him to denounce something he already denounced. He doesn't control people. People do what they want to do. I believe it was a Democrat who said something similar, that people just do what they do. Wasn't that you, Nancy Pelosi? Isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Is that the right way to say it?
If one person is being, saying it against it, the pot calling
I'm just
the kettle
saying. So, how do you feel about Trump's acquittal? Does it even matter at this point because he's a private citizen? He can't do anything. You already blocked him from Twitter for life, so can't tweet about it.
Well, they didn't. That's Twitter who blocked him.
I mean, his name is equivalent to mud at this point.
No.
So he's going to have to start all over. I'm pretty sure there are people that are willing to work with him on the low because he still is a moneymaker. I mean, I think if he comes out with The Apprentice again, he'll be right back up there.
Will Hollywood mess with him? Not in the forefront.
Do we want to mess with Hollywood? That's a whole nother topic for another day. Hollywood, y'all got issues too.
I'm talking about him. Yeah, he wants to go back in there because he likes the limelight. I don't care, good or bad, he likes the limelight.
Okay.
And always remember, there's no such thing as bad publicity when you're just an entertainer. When it came to this, I kind of felt Nancy from the beginning. She was like, she stepped on it, but the rest of the Democrats didn't have her back. She didn't care to proceed against this. This is only for future blocking, so like he doesn't run. I think maybe in the next 4 years. After that, I don't know. I want to say personally he's too old, but he may come back because he looks better than Joe Biden looks now.
Okay, so who cares if he runs again? If you guys are confident, I mean, okay.
If he runs again,
who cares if he runs again? Because Nancy, what you guys are doing on the Democratic side, you're focusing so much on making illegals legal, you damn near bought all the votes. So the next few elections really go to the Democrats because number one, the Republicans are so broken. They're done. That's it. Even Republicans who were Republicans are no longer Republicans. Like they took the time to switch and become an independent. They're done. As we speak, they're forming new parties. Okay? The Republicans are done. I'm not even sure if Trump were to run again, if he would even run on the ticket of Republican. They're done. You really don't have anything to worry about now. I really thought in 2024 that Cuomo would be the one to run.
Did you see the new slander they got against him?
That's why I said what I said. I really thought, Cuomo, because I don't really like you. I think you are not.
How do you like him?
I don't like him.
Oh, you said I really like him.
I really don't like him.
Okay.
But I did think that he would be the perfect candidate for the Democrats. I don't have to like you personally because I don't know you. I don't have to like you as a politician, but I know who would look good. And for you all, because the Republicans are just done, that was a win. That was a good win. And you can get 2 good terms out of Cuomo. That's what I thought.
Shout out to Alyssa. Thanks for tuning in.
But now, with this whole nursing home situation, and we already knew the numbers were fudged, sir. So, let me ask you this, Cuomo. When you were supposed to be saving lives, you was out here writing a book. Is that what it was? Because remember how, while we were going through this whole pandemic, you was out here trying to let everybody know that you got a book? So, you wrote a book while you were supposed to be protecting New Yorkers. And now you fudge your numbers. And we kept talking about the nursing home situation. And I believe Trump kept talking about that nursing home situation. And yet y'all just kept talking and disclaiming Trump and all this other stuff. And now look, I wonder what else is going to come to the surface.
I don't know.
But now that he's out, and he may not be a good candidate for 2024, who would be?
What, for presidency?
Yes, for the Democrats.
I don't know. You're looking for a star.
Biden ain't running again.
You're looking for a star amongst them. And if anything, it'll probably switch to Kamala if Biden doesn't go for a second term.
Biden won't go for a second term.
How do you know? As long as he's alive, he's going to go.
He said,
As long as he's alive, he's going to go.
I don't even know if Biden's going to complete a full term.
Let's say he do. Look at the man benefit of the doubt and the best.
Okay,
and
say he does. He's not going to
based
go
on
for a
God.
second term.
He's going to go
Then
for it.
it will probably be Kamala. However, I don't necessarily think the entire party is behind her 100% on that.
They'll switch. They'll give her the same Hillary credit.
whoever's the flavor of the day.
Yeah.
Alyssa says, I hope he doesn't turn into Luke, was it Luster? From
Luster?
Oh, from the Addams Family?
I think that's what she's talking about. She also says that bad guy from Luke the bad guy from Superman, Lex Luthor.
Oh, Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Now,
You get into something else now.
I'm gonna keep it funky. If she want to go deep dive, she makes a point because he now has clout amongst people. See, this is why they're scared of him. If Trump goes for another term, let's say in the next 4 years, right? He'll sweep.
Yes, he would.
He'll fucking sweep.
Yes, he would.
Wait,
There's
explain
two-
to me how
every-
he'll sweep.
He'll sweep. All right. I'm gonna take your point. A lot of the Democrats have moved off the Democratic Party. Whether they go to a third party or whether they go Republican, they're now the third party don't count, so the votes don't even make it because there's not enough of them. So he'll come back in as the Republican ticket. He already got that 71 to 75 million.
What's good, Jared?
There's
Thanks for
21
tuning in.
million.
Even better. That's even better.
I mean,
So
the
whatever
country
it
is
is,
divided.
But whatever it is, but see now the Republican Party, and this is where we got to go with the lady down in Georgia. They're going to change the way the voting thing switches again, like they always do.
Okay.
So they'll switch it back.
They gotta win.
And they're going to come in sweep. They're going to sweep. Go ahead. Have them blackies vote again. Or have them Latins vote again. And they're going to sweep. I guarantee. Because there's a lot of people he has on his side. He's going to do something within the next 2 years that's going to make people be like, man, we should have stayed with him.
Well, I don't think he's going to
Whatever.
do anything. I think what's
He's
going to
gonna
end
do
up
something.
happening is that the Democrats are going to basically tell on themselves and dig a deeper hole for themselves, like Cuomo right now.
The main they're not worried about the lesser Democrats. The main Democrat they're worried about is only Joe. He has the spotlight now. Cuomo could come out and be like, "Yeah, man, we were literally killing them just for the numbers." He
He had the support of other Democrats.
Don't matter, and he had it under that regime, so
Okay.
it kind of sweeps away. Plus, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't going nowhere in the next 4 years.
Got a good question here.
What's up?
So she also asked, what the heck was those? What was in those envelopes at Bush State funeral? And the way
Bush's
Trump
funeral?
exited the funeral was epic, and the Bush face.
Okay, I give
Well,
him
here's the thing
I
about
give
Trump.
him that.
He ain't gonna BS it. Trump is either I like you or I don't like you. I'm not gonna sit here and stand for the BS. Y'all don't like me. I really wasn't trying to be at this funeral anyway. Let me go.
But half this country is just the showmanship. So you got to show up.
Yeah,
make a
he
good
shows
face.
up and then he leaves.
Nah,
She
Keep it
said
funky.
you got to
something
make a good face. You can't
She said
show up.
something was in the envelope, or I guess maybe
Could've
what
been.
he read caught him off guard, and he just like exited immediately. I'm not sure what was going on there personally.
Could have been.
I'm not sure what was going on either, but I mean, like Trump said when he was in office, there are a lot of things that they're privy to, and a lot of things
Yes.
he
Facts.
really couldn't say.
Facts.
So but best believe, I really think Trump. This is for you. I really want to interview you because number one, you ran on a slogan of "Make America Great Again," and I think your slogan really should have been "Make America First and Again." That's how it should have been. And I think that Make America Great should have been transferred over to Make America First. If you ran on that ticket, I think it would have resonated with a lot more people because if you see now, who's first? Americans are going to take a back seat with this administration, and that's a fact. We're already taking a back seat. So whatever issues we had, they're not going to be addressed right away. Because your immigrants are going to come first because this country was founded on immigration.
No, something way different.
But right now, we're Americans. And we have issues that need to be resolved. And we can't get them resolved if we're not putting us first. And making sure that we are straightened out. And we're together. And then you can focus on your immigrants if you want to. But hey, this is who y'all voted for. I'm just going to stand by and watch. You have to give people a chance. So, yeah, we're going to give the Biden administration a chance, but let's keep it funky. You're going to have to put you're going to have to put your foot on his neck. If there were promises that were made during his campaign, then yes, you come and you collect, just like the Jews will come and collect, just like other groups will come and collect. That's what you have to do. If Harris made a comment, I don't care if she's pearls and clutch or whatever it's called, but yes, you put your foot on her neck as well. Why? Because you have to hold these people accountable for what they say, hold them for what they promised.
I just want to jump in here real quick and go back. You said one thing you talked about information about being ex-president.
Yeah.
And I just had to look it up right now to make sure I was correct. A lot of this briefings was to make sure that he couldn't still get information. Ex-presidents still get
Right.
access to secret information,
Mhm.
which should have been a no-no. I don't give a fuck who was in there. I don't want Obama to know no more. I don't want
I don't
Bush.
think they should have
I
access
don't want
either.
Bill, but they still get access, and they still get to all the rights. With that access, you can't tell me, and all that data, he can't sweep in 4 years.
He probably could.
But that's what I'm saying. He gonna roll up there. Nah, I know they're gonna do this. All right, let's go.
But here's Trump. This is my Trump. If you decide to run again, sir, we need to talk about who your campaign manager is going to be. Stop
ever
hiring
happened,
people
though?
that we don't know.
Has it ever happened? A
What?
former president rerunning?
Probably.
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 I honestly thought
Maybe
Obama would have run
Johnson?
again.
Please don't.
He can't. He did two terms. You only can do 2 terms. Whether they be together or whether they be separated, you can only do 2 terms.
I
That's
thought you
the
could only
rules.
do 2 consecutive terms.
No, you can only do 2 terms.
Look that up. I thought you could only do 2 consecutive
You
terms.
can only do 2 terms, and that was way back when George changed it. George Washington, not Bush. That was you can only do 2 terms.
But I don't really think that they should have 4 years as a term. I think it should be longer than that anyway.
Well, that's an election term.
Well, my thing is,
That's
if you're
not-
doing the
that's
right
what I'm
thing,
saying.
why would
Like,
you?
I
So you
think
want a longer election, like wait longer periods?
the
Intervals?
term should be more than 4 years. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, if you're doing a good job, I think someone should try to beat you every 2 years.
Yeah.
Instead
Well, he
of
said
doing every
shorter.
4
No,
years.
so you want longer or shorter?
I
No.
mean,
He
you
said 2.
shorten it and you let someone try to beat that. I don't care if it's
He said
every
2.
year, but if I'm doing a good job, just like mayors, or if I'm doing a good job, come and beat me. If I'm on my, if I do my first term and then I do my second term and I know I can't win again, I can't run again, I don't care.
That's usually what happens.
Okay.
That's usually what happens. They start doing the last minute, what we consider last minute ditch outs, or just like, oh, we run the clock, or whatever it is. That's usually what happens. But yeah,
Okay, so Hulu is presenting New York Times framing Britney Spears. I had the pleasure of watching this. I don't know Britney personally, but damn it, I feel like I want to apologize to you, Britney. This touched me in different ways. First of all, my heart pours out to her because I feel like I was on that roller coaster train ride with her when she was with Justin Timberlake, and they're up and down of a relationship, and then the whole Kevin Federline having babies back to back, and people coming after her because she had her baby in the front seat while she was driving, all that. But if you actually watch this documentary that wasn't authorized by the family, and you see how the paparazzi hounded her, I don't know how she kept it together, because I would have lost my mind. And I can see why she went a little cray-cray. But what I am so disappointed in is how the media portrayed her and how they vilified her. And the thing is that she came out as a sweet girl. Then when she wanted to be a little bit sexy, you all had issues with it. She's a woman. She can be sexy if she wants to. But yet, one of the things that they pointed out was she came up during the boy band era. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That was like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and 98 Degrees and all that. So when they would go on their tours and their media runs, they were asked simple questions. But Britney got all the sexual questions. Like one person interviewed her and asked her about her breasts. And I'm like, is this even real? I didn't even know all that was going on. So basically, Free Britney Spears is a campaign started by her fans because she's in a conservatorship because she went a little cuckoo, according to them, and she needed somebody to take over her money and basically run her life for her because she can't do it herself. It's kind of interesting because when she was at her most successful point, everything was going through her. Everything was approved by her. Nothing got done without her knowledge or her approval. So if you go into the history, she never really had a relationship with her father because her father wasn't really present. Her father was an alcoholic. The only things he really said about his daughter was that she was basically a paycheck.
Oh, that's
all
nice.
right.
She sure was.
So now that she was having what her mom claims to have been postpartum depression, because remember, she got married, and then she had her kids back to back, right? So because of that, which I'm pretty willing to bet she probably did have a little bit or a touch of postpartum depression, which then her relationship started to spiral out of control, and then she ended up losing custody of her kids. The paparazzi following her everywhere she goes, and she was having a hard time. So one day she goes and she shaves her head. When women get upset, we do things. It's like, I'm so desirable one moment. I feel like if I make myself ugly, you'll just leave me alone. And I think that's basically what she was doing. So she shaved her head. So now you have nothing to talk about. You can leave me alone. You don't have to follow me. I'm ugly. No, that just made him go more crazy. And then it made her look insane. But she was perfectly sane. She just wanted to be left alone. So there was a paparazzi. I don't know his name. So
the big dude, Spanish one, the one who was in the interview.
Is he Spanish?
He looked Latino to me.
Okay, so the big dude.
Some type of Latino. I don't know.
So he over here talking about how his friend called him and said, "Oh, I'm following Britney. She going to Kevin's house to go see her kids, whatever." Y'all know too much information, okay? That's none of your business. Plus, when it comes with kids, y'all need to leave that alone. So you follow her. She couldn't get in to see her kids. She's with her cousin. You're sitting here knocking, talking about, listen, I want to get a photo of you and I want to ask you some questions and I'll leave you alone. In my mind, I'm thinking, who the hell are you? All right, the cousin says leave her alone. Just leave her alone. Asked you to leave her alone. You don't want to leave her alone. That's where we get this infamous picture of her bald with the umbrella beating up on the paparazzi's car. Well, how many times does this person have to tell you to leave him alone? So in the interview, the question was asked, has she ever told you to leave her alone before? And the guy is like, basically, well, not really. I mean, maybe once or twice she'll be like, can you just leave me alone for the day? There's a boundary that you people keep crossing Just because she doesn't say leave me alone doesn't mean that she doesn't want you to leave her alone. I mean, all the times that she's been polite and she's going through a rough time, it's an invasion of privacy. You can tell by her facial expression she wants you to leave her alone. Conservatorship. So her daddy runs everything. The man who had nothing to do with her life. They don't have a relationship, but he's in charge of her finances, making decisions. Okay? Did you know he got a paycheck for that too?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes. You got to get paid to manage that.
That's when I fell out my chair. I can't do it right now, but I'm dramatic like that. So that's when I fell out my chair and I said, oh, hell no. Question number 1. Where's your mama at? Why wasn't she in charge? Y'all didn't touch on that because y'all didn't say nothing about the mom.
Who put together this?
New York
documentary?
Times. They didn't want to, the other side of the family didn't want to be a part of it.
Exactly.
No. My question is, that's not to this documentary.
Okay.
My question is, if she doesn't have a relationship with the father, why would the father be in charge and not her mother, who she has more of a relationship with?
No, he does have control of her money, but
Why him and not the mother?
well, she's worse than Britney, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, not everyone should have kids. Not everyone, seriously.
Where are you
This
going with
is it. No, look at it. This is a young lady who, from the trailer park, literally. And I'm not like saying anything bad about it or whatever. But this is a young lady who didn't come from anything. Hopped onto the scene, dressing scandalously from the very first video, because that's
True.
why Christina Aguilera wanted to be all sexy, because Britney was with the high school skirt, with the shirt pulled up, tied up, exposing her stomach, and all the young boys were going crazy.
that? Okay, they were going crazy.
So
but
at
mean,
the end of the day,
she could be sexy.
At the end of the day, you're looking at that situation, and of course, most men are perverts, and they're going to want to see this young lady. And you take someone who hasn't had money or hasn't experienced true wealth, and now she had this abundance of money. Of course, you're going to go a little crazy. You're going to spend a little. But unfortunately, what a lot of people don't tell people is when you are a part of this circle, you can't go to the normal corner store like you used to. She was super big. Like, at one time,
ridiculous.
the biggest artist at that time,
Yes.
at the age of 15, 16. This is what we got to remember. At the age of 15, 16, this young lady had all that. We had photos with her with no drawers on, vagina all out. She didn't enjoy her teenage years. She wasn't able to go out to the club or have a little of this, a little of that, like a lot of other people. She got with the wrong man, and then it just started going downhill from there. And then her family gets her, when it comes to money, her father jumps in immediately. Oh, let me run the finances and all this other stuff. It's
Like,
crazy.
dude, where'd you come from?
Lissa says, a dancing and singing bag of money. That's pretty much what she was. It's messed up. It definitely is. I told my father I was training boxing, and the first thing he said was get a bikini. It's just, unfortunately, not everybody is fit to truly be able to take care of their kids properly. I mean, look at Gary Coleman. We remember him, right?
Oh, that's right.
This man went from being, if not the best, biggest star child, whatever situation may be, you have that. And then what did his family do? Spend every single cent of his money to where, even though what you're talking about, Willis, was one of the biggest phrases ever,
Yeah.
this man was working as a security guard.
Wow.
You went from the greatest little kid star to working as a security guard.
Right.
Remember that one clip of him hanging on a car with the two girls were stealing?
Stupid. Okay. So in this documentary, they show clips from the Diane Sawyer interview where Diane was saying to Britney, talking about Justin Timberlake, he has gone on television and pretty much said you broke his heart. You did something that caused him so much pain, so much suffering. What did you do? I remember how she was vilified, and we all thought, well, she screwed it up, just broke Justin Timberlake's heart. But then after watching this, realizing she never really said anything bad about him, and she took that. She took it like a dude, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, so people.
But we don't know what happened until now. We still don't know what happened.
Well, I mean, we all know Timberland is, he's not the same person he was back then. You remember, he was young.
He was young.
He was that NSYNC guy. The
Right.
band was still popping, and then he turned around and did the same thing to Bill, though.
Right. So he took to Instagram to make this comment because I guess a lot of people were getting on him. I've seen the messages, tags, comments, and concerns, and I want to respond. I am deeply sorry for the times of my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right. I understand that I fell short in these moments, and in many others, and benefited from a system that condones misogyny and racism. I specifically want to apologize to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, both individually, because I care for and respect these women, and I know I failed. I also feel compelled to respond in part because everyone involved deserves better, and most importantly because this is a larger conversation that I wholeheartedly want to be a part of and grow from. The industry is flawed. It sets men, especially white men, up for success. It's designed this way. As a man in a privileged position, I have to be vocal about this. Because of my ignorance, I didn't recognize it for all that it was while it was happening in my own life, but I do not want to ever benefit from others being pulled down again. I have not been perfect in navigating all of this throughout my career. I know this apology is a first step and doesn't absolve the past. I want to take accountability for my own missteps in all of this, as well as be part of a world that uplifts and supports. I care deeply about the well-being of the people I love and have loved. I can do better and will do better. I'm sorry, but this is too late because you had so many chances, Justin, so many chances to say what you had to say to Janet, and yet you said nothing, but you benefited off of black music, period. Okay? So that you can miss me with the Janet remarks because blah. Now, as far as Britney, sir, you a grown-ass man, what, reaching 40? Come on now. Now, you rode that train. You let her take the L for whatever it was. Now, you want to talk about an apology? Then I suggest you go on social media and just air out all your dirt. We see how you act with your wife. But then, you know what? Let me not go there.
Whoa. You haven't seen how he acts with his wife. You've seen...
Please, you married, but you cuddle up next to somebody, and
that was
ain't got
acting.
time.
Come on.
What?
It was acting. That
He was
was
not
for the
acting,
movie.
honey. He was drinking, and he
You
was having a
always
good
in the
time.
role.
We
You
all know
always in the
Jessica
role.
is a
Look
little
at
bit
me.
boring. I still don't understand why y'all together. That's a fact.
She bad as heck.
He loved who he loved? Jesus. Nobody get mad at you. And two, thank you. Sorry. At least it came.
That's not. He didn't apologize.
Didn't he say I'm sorry?
This is not an apology. That's
It's
not an apology. You can't. At this point, you can't apologize. You had so many chances. You're only saying this because people are coming at him right now because they just watched Free Britney Spears. Okay? They just watched this documentary. Now a whole bunch of people are on Team Britney. Her father needs to step aside because that man just sees her as a paycheck. The judge needs to be thrown out and disbarred because you know that man only sees her as a paycheck. Y'all are just doing this to get money.
But he's the only adult that came there to help her.
He wasn't helping her. You're helping and you're going to take a paycheck?
You know you can get paid from that, even from the state. You can get paid for that stuff. Just so you know. Because that's an all-day job. That's an all-day job.
That's your daughter. That's your daughter.
Don't matter.
That's your daughter.
Don't matter. Because now you're not able to do his job. He
ain't had no job. What job? He's a drunk. He's an elk. What job?
Not anymore. Not anymore. Allegedly.
That's your daughter. So you gonna take $1 million as your pay?
What you
That's
mad
your
at me?
daughter.
What
If
you
you care so much about your daughter, then I would suggest.
I still got to sign a check. It's a job.
Well, think about it. He can't go work at a McDonald's. Let's say he's a low grade, whatever.
Sir, what was your
He can't go
job
work at
before then?
McDonald's and take
What was
care
your
of
job
her.
before then? Because you wasn't worried about Britney when she was out here half naked in the streets. You wasn't worried about Britney when she rushed into a marriage. You ain't saying nothing about that. You wasn't worried about or asking your daughter, how are you after baby number 1? Are you good? When were you checking in on your daughter? You only came in at the 11th hour because you like, you know what, I can help. Somebody said this would be a good way to get a paycheck. You already been said that she was nothing more than a paycheck. Okay? You was not there, sir.
So where was Mama?
Mama was taking care of Jamie Lynn.
Now that's my point. Now that's paycheck number 2 because Jamie was doing the other stuff.
But no, when Britney
they
first
both-
started
they both-
out,
they
both got
Mama
money.
was taken care of because they're 10 years younger
Oh, I
and
forgot
she
to
was just
see
a child.
The Disney thing. Yeah, she was eating over there.
No, she had, okay, so in the beginning, yes, she did do the Disney, but then Disney ended. And for a while, there was nothing going on.
Are you talking about
Then-
Britney or
Britney.
Jamie? No.
Then
He's talking,
after-
he's talking about the little girl. The little girl
she
had
got
to run.
her in afterwards, but I'm just
But
saying
that's
how
my
it all
point.
started. That's why I asked, why isn't the mother in charge and not the father?
Because she was, and here's the
Why
deal.
is the mother
She's-
not in charge and the father is? I'm sorry.
Because she's smart enough to realize she can't angle both of these two careers, and 2, Britney is more of a headache to handle than easy little Jamie
you ain't
Lynn
lying.
Spears.
Oh, so now she's a headache. So she
yes,
has.
yes, because the moment she does one thing off the rails, I don't care if it's intentional
Okay.
or we misconstrue it as the
Okay.
worst thing.
All right.
I can't rush to you and keep your sister under wraps too. You of age, okay?
pick a
Now
career.
they said you unfit. Who's the other parent pop up? Hey, I need a check. Here comes hero dad.
Brittany, I don't know. I
Would you rather the boyfriend or the ex baby father got it?
you know what? If it were Kevin, I think Kevin would do her justice.
Heck no.
What are you
He's the
talking
one-
about?
He's the one robbing her blind now, keeping her from her kids. Saying all this other stuff so he could keep custody, so he could keep getting child support.
You know he's using this in the thing against her.
Well, here's the thing.
I mean,
Here's the thing, Brittany. You got yourself in a little pickle. Clearly, you can't trust anybody. Your sister, I believe, is now in charge of your finances. And maybe your sister's your only ally at this point. I do think that the court needs to re-examine who is in control, because I do remember her saying that she wanted a bank or somebody else to take over the
they wanted a
conservatorship,
hedge fund company.
not
Yeah.
her father.
Yes.
And I feel as though they should have taken that into consideration. If you looked at the history of their relationship, then you'll know that he just popped up to get a check. That was wrong on so many levels. If she's not okay with her father and not comfortable, then why would you put him in charge? That's only adding to her mental health. So you need somebody that's Team Britney all day, every day, because nobody is for Team Britney at this point. So, and again, for a woman who's out of her mind, but she can make certain decisions, it's kind of suspect to me. It is what it is. And if you follow her on Instagram, you'll know that a lot of her videos, which seem kind of odd, are not really odd. It's her, like, basically asking for help, like she's tired of it. She doesn't want the relationship with her father. She does not care about her father like that. They don't have a relationship. It's fake. So for him to come in and say that he cares, but yet she was just at the more than a paycheck, that was a red flag. All of y'all doing her dirty. All of y'all are doing her dirty. I'm going to
So-
pray for you, girl, because you need help, and I don't know how you're going to get help.
How do we know the father hasn't changed, honestly? Humans change. Maybe he said that when he was drunk and down and out. Now he's a whatever.
Okay,
new
so
man.
he's supposed to be
I'm
there
just
for her.
saying.
He's supposed to be there for her and help her out because that's his daughter and he loves her so much. So he gets a paycheck because he's doing a conservatorship, right? Right?
Well, yeah,
Right? So with
Yeah.
that being said, he's also acting as a manager, and he tells her what to do, and he's making all these deals. So
Yeah.
when she was in Vegas, that Negro got a cut.
Yes.
So excuse me, but if you were here for your daughter, you already getting a paycheck. Why you got to get an extra cut off of the Vegas deal? Dude, I see right through you.
It's a manager, Jig.
He ain't no real manager.
How did she get there? How did she get there?
She doesn't have a choice.
How did,
She has to have him because
So-
that's the court appointed.
so here's the deal. Here's the thing. Hey, I'm so messed up and I wanted mental peace. Don't be out there dancing and singing and go live your life in Shangri-La.
Well, she's not doing it no more because she wants change. So she's no longer doing the residency, and I don't blame her.
And
She
now,
wants her
and,
control
and
back.
and now, this when the manager, the money guy, and somebody else sits with her and says, "Hey, your expenses don't meet your income,
because
you can't
you're
live like
taking
this.
all of her money. This is just nothing
Whether
but
she-
robbing her blind.
You're right, but whether she understands it or not,
She does understand that.
She-
That's why she stopped. So she'd rather go broke than have to pay you all for something that you really shouldn't have to be doing.
and she ain't that stupid. She ain't gonna do that.
Please.
That's
Piss
the
me.
sad part.
Anyway, on some good news.
Think she gonna go back
At
to the trailer
midnight,
park? Good luck with
February
that one.
12th, Disney Plus came out with the one and only Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring Brandy, and I was so happy. Have you guys ever watched it?
Yeah, when it came on TV.
No.
See, something wrong with you. Anyways,
It's the
so
same
I was
story.
super excited.
this one
I
had
talked
color,
about this
folks.
last week. I was pissed off at The View, but we're not going to go there. But this is just historic. And remember, Brandy's the first Black Cinderella. Just like we have Toni Braxton, who played the first Belle on Broadway in Beauty and the Beast. Y'all didn't know that, right? So this is, I mean, in our own image, you know, we like to see, because every single time we're growing up and living life, it's a white person here and a white person there. Now look at us. We get to see our girl. And I'm pissed off at Instagram because with this big deal right here, Cinderella and Brandy, y'all should have emojis for that. Shame on you. And it's Black History Month. Shame on you.
Is that why they put it out?
Huh?
Isn't that why they put it out?
What?
Because it's Black History Month.
It could be.
That's what I
No,
figured.
that's Disney. I'm talking about Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I can't find the emojis. I want to see my girl, Whitney Houston, all that. You should have been way up on the emoji list, so I don't understand. But if you go to YouTube, you could go to Brandy's page or this other entertainer called Todrick. They did a whole introduction to, it was like a montage of songs by Cinderella, and it's amazing. And the special treat is that they were able to get the cast together to do their little parts. It was really, really great. The only people missing were Whitney Houston and Natalie Desselle. But here's the thing. I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all because I'm Butterfly Blackout. Black really don't crack, right? Because if you're looking at everybody and how they age, and I'm looking at Brandy like, then I'm looking at Whoopi like, what happened to everybody else? I'm just saying. Y'all look at it for yourselves.
So you're saying the Filipino guy didn't look as just as
Do you
young?
want to look at his picture? No, he did not age well.
I'm just asking.
Okay, that's why I'm trying to figure out what happened. Because Brandy and Whoopi look good. Everybody else, like, the quarantine hit y'all that hard? Like, what's going on? And half of them did not sound well at all. But you know what? I'm okay with that because it wasn't about them per se. It's about the movie and Brandy, and that made my world, okay? Because I had a prom dress similar to that because I thought I was Cinderella. But I didn't go blue because I didn't want people to guess that my prom dress was Cinderella. I had it in purple, so.
Aww.
And I was talking to my ex-boyfriend about it, too, because I was like, he was my prom date.
Aww.
So, yeah, it was just so many memories. So, I don't have Disney Plus, but that is one of my favorite movies. I love every song, the cast, and it was a multicultural class, too. So,
Do you think they should remake this?
I'm sorry, what?
You heard. Do you think they should remake this?
No, absolutely not. This
Not-
is
not
something
with
that
all
should
white
never
folks.
be remade. This
Again
is a classic.
with all different color people. Another
No.
Black Cinderella.
Because they're going to mess up and have somebody else play.
How they
Maybe
gonna
they
mess
might
up?
want to do a Latin Cinderella. I don't really care, but don't
Whatever.
take away from what we got going on right now. Okay? Leave it alone. There are certain things that don't need to be remade. Cinderella was remade. We got Brandy. Okay? Now, if you want to do a live action, then I'm going to need Beauty and the Beast.
They're making that.
Woohoo!
It's white folks, but they're making a
See,
live action.
that's not what I mean. You want to put somebody else in there, some woman of color in there as Belle, you know, who got pipes. What's the problem? In fact, screw it. Put a plus-size Black woman up in there. Let the plus-size women get some shine.
That'll never happen.
Why you got to say it like that, though?
'Cause
I
it
can
won't.
believe it.
Won't sell.
I can believe it.
If she could blow,
So when
Wrong
last
choice
time
of
you heard
words. I'm
Lizzo?
sure.
Last time you heard
Yeah.
Lizzo on anything?
Oh,
nobody said anything about Lizzo.
You talking about big and popular and famous?
What about,
It
no,
came
what
and
about
went.
Amber Riley
Who?
from Glee?
Exact who?
She played in the live action
No,
of The Wiz.
No, that was That was Broadway. We talking about something totally different here. You talking about the big screen?
She can do the big screen. What is wrong with you?
Nah.
Yes, she can.
Unless she got.
She would make a beautiful belle. What are you talking about?
She get a mean trainer? Yes. Other than that, no.
Excuse me? You guys are so superficial.
Not superficial. It's just about business and money.
What are you talking about?
Who's gonna go see it?
Everybody will go and see it.
No,
Who
they
cares?
won't. No, they won't.
All sizes matter, right?
No, it doesn't.
You're telling me that all sizes don't matter?
No, I'm being real with you. You could con yourself if you want to con yourself. But at the end of the day, the way society shows, 0 is in. The skinnier you are, the better you are.
You know how that movie would sell? The Fat Belle or whatever it is? It would be that girl from the movie where they did the comedian one. They did the where they had the acapella. Remember they were doing an acapella movie?
You're talking about
the fat funny
Fat
girl?
Amy. But she's not
You know what I'm
big
talking.
anymore.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
She lost a lot of weight.
I know she lost a lot of weight.
Yeah,
She looked good.
A lot of weight, yeah.
And that's the thing.
Anyways, because I'm not entertaining any of this. Breaking news. Reverend Al Sharpton filed for divorce from his estranged wife of 17 years.
Yeah.
So, question to you men. If you're married, would you wait 17 years to get a divorce?
But they've been estranged for 17, so they've already been separated.
Right,
17
but
years.
like, how long will it take for you to get a divorce? Like, I don't understand why you're not getting a divorce right now. Like,
You gotta hide your finance. See,
it could
when
be a lot
you're
of things.
when you're worth a certain amount of money, before you file for divorce, you have to hide your money.
but wasn't he like big and fat and ugly before? I mean, while they were separated.
He was rich. He was always great looking.
I don't. When did he lose the weight? It's been about what? It's been about 15 years,
About
right?
15 years.
About
He
15
has money. He's gorgeous
So then, what would be the point of getting a divorce now?
because he found something younger.
Now he may want to either get remarried. He may want to stop supporting her, because you got to remember too. A lot of people who get separated and not divorced, and she's
She
still
said-
maybe under his health.
She thought you were talking about Ricky Lake hairspray.
She's stupid. No. Shout out to Ricky Lake, though. That's my girl.
She lost all that weight too.
No, but the thing is
Yeah, she
that
did.
I don't. No, okay, so say you're dating a woman and she's still married, or you're still married, whoever's married.
All right.
I don't understand, like, why would you still want to care for your ex? Like, don't you want to just, like, be done with it?
You may have an agreement. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes people have agreements. They get separated. You'll still be under my insurance, and you'll still be under this.
But how's that work if you're dating someone new?
Y'all could have had an amicable split. Like, I'm gonna go there, you go there. You know, we grew apart. They don't want to make it look bad in the media, you know, because what he does, stuff like that. It could have been anything. Not just hide money. Yeah, he been hiding money for a long time.
Hiding money.
Okay. Well, in other breaking news, we are getting a new talk show with co-hosts Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell. Are we here for it?
I knew you was gonna cover this.
Well, listen, I'm here for it because number one, it's gonna be funny.
I don't know about funny.
Why not? I love their personalities, and y'all
They are good together. They have great chemistry. They're good friends. They both, you know, good looking. They can sing. They can act. So I think that show would be pretty decent.
Yo, all I can think in my head is that what is it? The light skinned girl, Tanisha Martin, whatever it is, talking about. I only
Tisha
got
Campbell.
$10.
You know what? I'm not even going there.
The girl coming to save her.
Anyway, anyway, the
Thank
Rock
you,
and
Pam.
Roll
I
Hall
love
of
you.
Fame men. So we have new inductees. So this is who they're looking at: Jay-Z, Shaka Khan, Tina Turner.
Okay.
Who do you all think should be the next one?
Shaka Khan should have been in there a long time. And Tina Turner, too. They should have been in there a long time ago.
Well, you gotta do Tina first.
I
mean,
feel like
the
you
fact
gotta do Tina first
She's
before
like
she passed.
1,000. She still looks as good as she is.
She
but
look good
she's
for
always
age.
been fit.
Yeah.
She's
She got the
always
legs.
been fit. She still can sing.
Yeah.
That lady has one of the very first, like what was the song she did? Was the Rolling Stones or some song she did with the violins that kind of like broke because it was all R&B.
I don't know. She
The
did a
one-
lot of stuff.
I forgot who. I don't know if it was Oliver Stone. Somebody came to her to do a song and she crossed over.
I I can believe it.
And I think that was the first song she actually did that was without her husband at the time.
Oh, when that white man came and approached her, and
Right,
he was like,
to do
he
the
only
song.
wants Tina,
Right.
and that became a real problem for Ike.
But he still did because, you know, it was popular. But, yeah, I would say Tina. I mean, you know, she's the oldest. I think she's the biggest artist of them all, to be honest with you.
It's got to be.
Tina's older than Shaka?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
I mean, then next year you can add Shaka to the list. I don't think Jay-Z, no, not now.
Yeah, I'm like, Jay still got a ways. He good.
I mean, he got like 20, 30 years. I'd say you give it.
I would say
you give it to
2022,
Tina,
Shaka Khan come out with your movie.
and then Shaka Khan, unless they add someone else towards the time or whatever. So
They still ain't put LL in there. So.
All right, so to round this out, we have to talk about the Super Bowl. Did you guys watch?
I watched.
yes,
Was it good? Was it not good?
it was hilarious.
Listen,
I put like this. I'm a Jet fan, and I can't stand the Patriots, but I had to tip my hat to Tom Brady, who left Belichick and won a ring, and Belichick had one of the worst seasons he's ever had.
That's
oh well,
So
too
it just
bad.
really goes to show how good, and I'm a Jet fan saying this now, how good Tom Brady is. The fact that he was able to do what he did with little to no talent, and then you surround him with talent at the age of 43,
Yeah.
and he lit up the Kansas City Chiefs like there was Christmas morning.
That was the worst part.
It was really
Christmas
good.
morning.
It's like sad,
But the
man.
sour note for me was the weekend. Now,
I knew you
think
were gonna say that.
I
I
told
knew
you
it.
guys that I didn't
Was it the
understand why the
mirror?
weekend was
What
performing
got you?
anyway. I just thought it was bad, and I felt like that was one of the moments that Jay-Z should have been fired. I don't know why he put the weekend up there. He
He's
did not
safe.
resonate with me.
He was safe.
So you didn't like the performance at all?
I
The
hated
whole
it.
thing as an overall.
I hated it.
Why?
It was horrible. You sit here looking all confused and running to the camera. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Now
It was horrible.
That's the character of
I
the-
don't give a
who was
crap.
playing.
That's not for everybody. No. No.
Listen, she
Are you
don't know
mad 'cause he
without
didn't-
Martin.
What'd you say?
No, you were saying you didn't know if the show, whatever. She was like, without Martin, you're not sure. But I think them two together would be able to do a good show.
They will do a good show.
They have no. It's
Oh, those two? Yeah,
them two together have phenomenal chemistry.
yeah
And
Pam
that's
saves them.
something you really can't buy because you look at
Yeah.
The View and you could tell those ladies can't freaking
Stand
stand
each other. Yeah.
you know, you could tell they hate each other,
So-
but everyone watches for every other fan.
I think they need to do like a table talk.
No, stop.
No. They need to do like a table talk style. Not
No.
on a table talk. They need to do a table talk style.
No.
Yes.
Why?
What do you mean
Why
why?
can't they just be original and come up with their own stuff?
Because first of all, no talk show now is original. We done did them all. Unless they're gonna do some Jerry Springer crap, and we don't want to see
He
that.
just got pulled over.
You got to think about it, because I don't want to see them doing the same thing like the Tamara Hall, Tamron Hall is doing. Like, okay, no, thank you. You want something that's gonna perfect their genuineness
I
and
didn't
their
even like
comedian.
Tamron Hall's show. I'm gonna keep it honest with you because when
My
she
point
had
exactly.
Tamar Braxton on, I felt like you really didn't ask the questions. Like, what are you doing? You were playing it safe.
My point exactly, and that's not their style. You need something for them to be funny, something they can be, where they can be funny and rely on each other and do something really good and bring something out of somebody.
Well, here's the
That's why I
thing.
said a
It's
table
just like
talk.
I'm here for it, but my only complaint is that it's like another celebrity show interviewing more celebrities.
Exactly.
Like, look at what's his name?
She
Kirk
said they should have
Franklin.
a
He has a
variety
podcast.
type show.
And his
Alyssa
a
said it should
variety
be
show.
Maybe
type.
a variety.
And he's got a podcast, and who was his first guest? Pharrell. So here we are, celebrity interviewing another celebrity. It's like all these celebrities have a show. They only interview their friends. Look at Choke No Joke. He was popular on YouTube, and now he's moving to Patreon. And
Okay, that's still a thing. Go ahead.
She said like a Carl Burnett show type thing.
yeah, that might be how
That
what
would
they
be
might
funny.
do.
Well, then that's
Carl
not a
Burnett
talk show. That would just
I mean,
be
like
a regular.
variety was
No,
Yeah,
but they
regular
said talk show.
different kind of.
They literally
I was
said
like, they
talk
said
show.
talk show, right?
They said
Yeah.
talk show.
Yeah.
So, and they might interview real people, or they might interview their celebrity friends. I don't really want to keep seeing celebrities being interviewed by other celebrities. Like, let's
But
move
they
on.
go because it's safe.
Right, it depends.
I know you're not gonna flame me.
Right, like why
You know what I
Jay-Z
mean?
only went to Hot 97 to be interviewed by Angie. And when she left, they know no one there would be able to get him up there.
Yeah.
And when Jay-Z got up there, that's when the viewers went up. I mean, the people
It's
listening
safe.
in. And this is all about money. okay, Jay-Z's coming next week, so instead of charging Dell $2,000 for
Right.
22nd, I'm going to charge him $20,000.
Right.
Because Jay-Z's going to be here, and
Okay.
they're going to get more listeners.
Whatever.
You's a pure hater. You're worse than me. I swear to goodness.
You want them
So,
to
with
fail?
that
Weekend did a good job, you hater.
With that being said, thank you for watching. Go get your bathroom break on because at the 7 o'clock hour, we have Goddess, and she's got some special guests with her. So it's going to be a real good episode. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time.
Oh, my bad. Wrong one. Ah.